We knew that a Watford player had tested positive. That's been revealed to be Adrian Mariappa. He's speaking in an interview talking about he's asymptomatic, that he was blindsided by it, completely surprised. Also news as well that Kante has been given sick leave by the club. He is allowed to be off because he is not comfortable to come back training given the current pandemic. This adds to the list. Danny Rose, we've heard, of course, before. Troy Deeney as well, not coming back to training. How is this going to impact the return of action, Jules?
Well, it'd be very interesting to keep an eye on all of that, because there's also a lot of other players who are not very keen, who might not have come back yet either, who don't want to come back, don't want to come back even training in a small group with no contact, let alone training with contact and later on playing. So I think that there will be more, maybe many more. We don't know exactly how many, but it's true that when you look about that list, Deeney and Kante especially, and N'Golo Kante being very honest, saying like, listen, we've had family medical history. His brother died 2 years ago, nothing to do with COVID-19, but of a heart attack. There's clearly some issues for Kante to think like, you know what, I can't take any risk of getting the virus myself, contracting it myself, and then maybe passing it on to some of my family. I believe he's self-isolating with some members of his family as well, and he doesn't feel it's safe enough, and I think we have to respect how he's feeling right now.
Frank, what did you make of it all?
Yes, I agree with Jules. I think you have to be comprehensive, and it's what Frank Lampard did, especially for N'Golo Kante and his family history. I think it's not just about having a discussion and seeing how every players are feeling the way to come back. And another thing is, if there is no, like Kante, problems with the family, maybe some illness, pre-illness before the COVID, who makes you think that you're not comfortable and you can pass it to the family. I think the players also should be good enough to, okay, I don't go there, but I'm not paid. So I don't know if it's the case. I don't know if it's part of the discussion. But as long as the club says, okay, we did everything for you to be safe, you have to come. If you don't want to come, we understand. But I'm sorry, we're not gonna pay you, which is I think a fair deal. For Kante, it's something different again because you have the family history, and I can understand that.
This is a big, big obstacle, isn't it, for the Premier League, Jules, to get over, because it's something that we didn't really see in the Bundesliga. That return last weekend. The Premier League seemed to still have a lot of things to sort out before any sort of discussion of a return.
Yes, you're right. And for me, the sticking point, and as we've been saying again for weeks now, is that medical protocol that still hasn't been agreed by clubs and by players. Players were sent a draft, I think yesterday or the day before, with a few steps and when they will be tested and etc., the temperature, the test. But this is not enough. Troy Deeney, I think, put it very well on Tuesday. He said, I've got loads of questions and there's no answers for me. And I think unless and until the Premier League gets that very clear with the clubs, the managers and the players saying, okay, this is how it's going to work. Every question we've got an answer. You will do this, you will do that. This is why it's safe. And then we can do this. And if there's a problem, this will happen and this and that. Until that happens, a lot of the players will feel unsafe by going back, even training in a small group, because there's too much uncertainty, really. And you could see that with Deeney, who said, I can get a haircut, but then you want me to go and challenge for a ball in the box on a corner when there's 20 of us in that box. You know, it doesn't make any sense. He said, I've got so many questions. Until I get answers, I'm not going to come back playing. And I can understand where he's coming from. And I think that's a big sticking point for a lot of players. Until that protocol gets sorted and agreed, and it's much clearer for every player, manager, medical staff, and etc., then I think after that you will see a far more positive attitude towards going back playing.
But I'm sorry.
Guys, thank you very much. Oh, go on, Frank.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but you can't have every answers, Jules. It's complicated, and I understand your point of view, but I don't understand some players' point of view. They will never have all the certitude of a safety protocol, where, as the example that you gave, they have to fight for the ball in a corner kick, for example. So you won't have an answer. Either you're going to get it, or you're going to get the COVID, or not. That's the thing, the risk you have to take. Accept or not, because we don't have the answer. I said nobody can say, okay, in a corner kicks, when you fight for the ball, you are sure to not get the COVID-19. Nobody can answer that, so you know that you will have uncertainties.
Go on, Jules.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. The thing that I think Deeney, the example of the corner was more like, you know, we hear things and there's the government saying something, but then that protocol, that medical protocol on when will you be tested, who's going to be tested, who will be at those games behind closed doors, do you go there with your own car, do you go there in many buses, what's happening in the self-isolation the week before, 2 weeks before, how do you quarantine? All those questions, it's not just about going back training. It's a much bigger picture when I think a lot of the players don't know yet exactly what's going to happen. It's not so much how do you get the virus and how you don't get it. You don't get it with sweat. You can get it if someone spits or coughs on you, that kind of thing, not with sweat. So it's not because, you know, someone is sweating next to you that you will get it. However, there's a lot of other things that players don't know about because they haven't been told. The sooner they get told all those, or whatever questions they have, the sooner they get an answer, the answer for everyone.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.